Hey, movie lovers. I'm Adam from Does It Hold Up?
And I'm Emily.
And with us back again for another episode. If you guys listened to our Wednesday episode, it was all about Batman Forever. And we have a Batman lover with us, our friend Matty from the No Nerds Were Harmed podcast. And he's joining us for a fun thing. What are we doing, Matty?
We are doing a fan cast of Teen Titans. Stoked for this.
If you guys don't know who the Teen Titans are, they are a group of young superheroes in the DC universe. And they are led by Robin. Any Robin, basically, has been part of the Teen Titans at some point. And here are the characters, the superheroes we are going to fan cast. Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, Cyborg. Those are the five. If you guys are fans of the original cartoon that came out in 2000, you will know, 2004 I think actually is when that one came out. You guys will know these characters. And then we pitched 1/6 person. It could be anybody that you wanted, any character, any actor. But again, the name of this is Teen Titans. So we tried to keep them young as possible, but that doesn't mean we succeeded in that. So
It was tough.
yeah, I found this to be a lot harder of a fan cast than I imagined it was going to be.
You guys were probably sitting there like, Teen Titans, yes, this would be a great idea. You were like, oh no.
Oh, it was a oh no immediately.
I mean,
Yes.
to be fair, my Teen Titans are more like the 20 Titans.
Oh,
Because
okay.
all of mine are in their 20s.
4 of mine are in their 20s, 2 are in their 30s. So, all right, let's just get right into this.
Yeah.
Do you want to let's work our way up to Robin.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's start with Cyborg.
Okay.
So, Cyborg is half man, half machine, as his name suggests. And sometimes he's portrayed as part of the Justice League. Sometimes he's portrayed as part of the Titans. We're going with the Titans version. Emily, start us off.
So I went with Kalen Rambo. He was Mason in Teen Wolf, Carl in 47 Meters Down Uncaged, or Dink Meeker in Ender's Game. He's about 27 years old. He's the oldest one on my list. He's shown to be able to do action, but he's also, if you've ever watched any of his behind-the-scenes stuff, he is funny. So I really want to have him have that humor that I know we were missing in a lot of Cyborg and like once he gets to the Justice League. So I want the Teen Titans version of him to be humorous.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I don't know him personally. I've seen Ender's Game, but I didn't watch Teen Wolf, so no clue really who this guy
I
is.
say Ender's Game is the one that I saw as well, but I didn't see Teen Wolf.
Yeah, and I couldn't even tell you which one he was in Ender's Game, to be honest.
Okay.
Okay.
He's handsome.
Yeah.
He's a very handsome man.
Yeah.
All right. May, you want to go next?
I think that we should also note that when we get to the hardest person that we had to cast, we should probably... I would love to know who was the hardest for you
Okay.
guys.
Oh, this one.
This one? Oh, wow, okay.
Okay.
So for my Cyborg, I chose a kid named Chosen Jacobs. Probably don't know that name, but you probably know him from the movie It. He plays Michael Hanlon or Hansen.
Yeah.
He's 21 right now, so if they made this movie now, he'd be able to pull off the 18, 19. Cyborg is typically in university or at the end of high school, so he'd be able to pull off the 19, I think, because he has a youthful face. But he was in the movie It. He was also in the Disney Plus movie Sneakerella, which I haven't seen, but I'm like, okay, I like Cinderella, and I like...
I mean, I've seen the trailers for it.
Yeah.
So...
I'll watch it even if it's bad. So
Yeah.
Sneakerella, I'll give it a try.
Well, now
Yeah.
I gotta watch it.
Yes.
I mean, you're casting him as Cyborg. I gotta go check him out in something. I'm gonna watch Sneakerella.
Yep. Chosen Jacobs.
Chosen Jacobs. Okay. My pick for Cyborg, you will know him as Devin in the new Sylvester Stallone movie Samaritan that was on Prime Video. You might know him as Malcolm. That was his debut role in the movie Dope 2015. But most famously, you will know him as the voice of Miles Morales in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm going with Shameik Moore. He's got a great voice. He needs to be on screen more than behind it. And the way he portrayed Miles let you know he can do that like lonely, unconnected type of thing, but then he also can put into that humor and that family connection once he finds it. And that's what Cyborg's whole character is about. He's half man, half human, or half man, half human. That makes zero sense. He's half man,
He's all human.
half machine, and so he doesn't always know where he belongs. And I think just the voice performance makes me believe Shamik Moore could pull this off.
I was gonna
he
say,
is currently 27.
his
a little
voice,
old.
he was able to make himself sound like a middle schooler. So
Yeah. So
He-
the voice is not a problem.
He was a runner-up for me.
Okay.
I think he looks the part. I think Cyborg, in a way, I mean, you're just getting a quarter of his face anyway, so no matter what age you could choose him to be a 40-year-old person, and you're only getting a quarter of his face anyway, so
And
the
even-
age for him
yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Exactly. Next up, we are going to go with Raven, who is a magic user. Metreon Zinthos. What's the other one?
Azarath Metreon Zinthos.
There it is. She is a young girl whose father is basically Satan,
It's a demon.
named
Yeah.
Trigun. He's like the demon of demons. And she battles him in her own head and battles her light and dark side constantly. She's in a constant struggle. Mandy, why don't you start us off with this one?
This one was the easiest for me. I knew right away that I wanted to cast this person in something, and who I casted is Thomasin McKenzie. She is 22 right now. She played Elsa in Jojo Rabbit. She was also in the movie Last Night in Soho, and I think she's an amazing actress. I think she's just so good, and I can't wait to see more things that she's gonna be in the future. It's almost crazy how excited I get when I see her acting, because I think she's just so talented. But I think that she has the look to pull off a Raven. Not saying that she's like gothic looking or anything, but she has an interesting separation in her eyes that could pull off the Raven look to her, and I think that she could pull off the outfit and everything. So Thomasin McKenzie is my choice for Raven.
That is a fantastic choice. I'll go next. My choice is Thomasin McKenzie. You may know her as Elsa from
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, I absolutely love her. Everything I've seen her in, she's been amazing. She was Eloise in Last Night in Soho. She was also Maddox in M. Night Shyamalan's Old.
Yep.
She does have a very unique look to her, which I think works to her benefit. And watching her as Elsa in Jojo Rabbit lets you know, so Raven is a very off-putting person because she doesn't let people get close because she holds her demon father in a gem in her head.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So she doesn't let people get close. And the way Elsa is portrayed in Jojo Rabbit of like, if you even twitch, I will slit your throat right now. That's a Raven thing for me. But then you turn around and she can be super bubbly and things too, which you need that balance here in Raven. I don't know, man. I love her in everything I see.
Yeah.
I think she needs a good breakout role in a nice big franchise to get her in front of more people. This is the role for her.
Absolutely. Love
Yeah,
it.
great choice.
Great pick.
Thank you. You too. Emily?
I'm actually taking her counterpart in Last Night in Soho
Oh.
as Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she's going to be my name value to get this movie made.
Okay.
I think she has that just really unique look to her. We already know she can kind of do that brooding feel, as she was also Ileana in New Mutants,
Yeah.
and she was just in The Menu.
The Menu,
So
yes.
it's like she has that like off-putting, that like I'm separated from everyone else kind of feel to her. I think she would just be enough to get that kind of character under her belt.
And she's how old? Did you say?
Sorry. She is 26.
Okay.
Say she has
But
a very
she looks
unique,
young.
Yeah, she has a unique look to her as well. That she could pull off a youthful. She could also look older if you needed
Yeah.
to. So I think that
She also
could
got
still
them
pull it off.
crazy eyes, where like
She
when
does.
she goes nuts, like you don't want to mess with her.
Not,
So,
not like Steve Buscemi crazy eyes and Mr. Deeds, but
I mean, pretty close. Great picks across
Yeah.
the board here.
Yeah,
That
very
that
good.
might have been my easiest one as well. It was just like Raven, boom, done, got it.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to go with the love interest of Raven, or at least the one who wants to be Raven's love interest, Beast Boy, who is a young man who can change into any animal, take on their powers. He's also green-skinned, depending on what version you go with, and he's absolutely in love with Raven, and he is 100% jokester.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start us off on this one. I picked somebody who you might know as Jack from High School Musical, the series on Disney Plus, or Jonah in the Disney Plus show, or the Disney show Andy Mack. But mostly you'll know him as Billy Batson from the Shazam movies, Asher Angel. He's, from everything I've seen him in, he is charming, he is funny, he obviously can sing and dance, he's been in a few musical things. The dancing will help his performance, getting like animalistic kind of movements. He clearly has good control of his body. And he's got a really young look to him.
Oh, yeah.
That I think if you know Beast Boy, he looks like Beast Boy. Like, spike his hair, paint them green, that's my Beast Boy. Period.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of the things that he was in until you got to Shazam.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know he was in those other things. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Emily?
I went with, you might know him as Milo in Sinister 2, or Gilbert in Anne with an E. I went with Lucas Jade Zuman. We haven't really gotten to see him in any really humorous roles yet. He's been in more serious things, or more like older things, I want to say, because Anne with an E is based on a book series that's just older style.
I think he was also in 20th Century Women.
I haven't seen that one. That might be why, like, I'm not sure about his
Sinister
performance
2
in
as
that
well.
one.
But it's also that idea of like you're gearing him. He's geared towards older things, so we haven't seen him in.
But he has such the youthful face. He has the physicality that could make him a good Beast Boy, and I really want to give him that chance to add that humor in, to be able to play off of other people.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it for sure. My Beast Boy. So Beast Boy is somewhat usually always portrayed as Hispanic. So I went with somebody I'm not excited to have in this role, but it's literally the only Hispanic young person I've seen. So it was kind of default, but he would do good in this role. And it's Zolo Maraduena. It's he plays Miguel in Cobra Kai. He's also going to be our Blue Beetle coming out in the next few months. Like I said, he's the only Hispanic young actor I know, but I do think he would kill it as a Beast Boy. I think he's silly in Cobra Kai. He does have a youthful face, but he could also he goes into the Anya Taylor-Joy's department where he can grow facial hair like crazy, so he looks like he's in his 30s, but he has a very youthful face as well when he shaves, when he's clean shaven. And yeah, he's very silly in that show, so I think he could pull off the silly Beast Boy.
Nice.
Nice.
I realized none of us said their ages. Asher Angel is currently 20.
Lucas is 22.
Zolo is 21.
Okay, so all right there, could easily play any of it. I actually really like him in Cobra Kai. I'm interested to see what he does with Blue Beetle, because I haven't seen him in anything outside Cobra Kai yet.
Most people have a very low expectation of Blue Beetle too, because they don't really know who Blue Beetle is. If you're not familiar with it at all, I think a lot of people are going to be very surprised for this movie. And if you do know, I think that it still looks pretty awesome. So
yeah,
we'll
absolutely. That's a good pick. Not somebody. So I didn't realize he was normally portrayed as Hispanic.
I didn't either.
So that's cool. That's cool. I know him more from like the cartoons and stuff like that,
where he's already green.
He's green skinned, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, I was looking for anybody in this role because I was like, he's gonna be painted green. Who cares?
Yep.
Still not your toughest yet, though.
Still not my toughest.
Okay.
Still not my toughest. Next up is Starfire, who is an alien from another planet who's come to Earth to escape basically being prosecuted for a crime her sister committed. And she gets connected with the Titans and stays. She has the power to fly. She's super strong, can shoot energy blasts. Yeah.
She's badass.
She's 100% badass. Emily, I think you're up to start us off.
I went with, you might know her as Melina in the new Mortal Kombat movie, or Rose in Vampire Academy TV series that I absolutely love. This is Sissy Stringer. She has played strong women before, obviously, having played Melina. And if you know anything about Vampire Academy, playing Rose, like the strongest character in that entire series, she has a healthy build to her. And that's something I really wanted for my Starfire, to be she is strong. I want to
Yeah.
show her as
Yeah.
strong. And I think she has a very unique, almost alien look to her.
Okay.
And she is how old?
She is 26.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I said, mine are all
Is
in
that
their
your
20s.
oldest?
No, 27.
Okay.
My Cyborg was oldest.
Right. Okay. Maddie?
Thomas and Mackenzie's our oldest, 22. Or is my oldest.
Oh.
22 is my oldest Thomas.
As of right now, Shamik Moore, 27, is my oldest.
Oh my goodness.
So.
My Starfire is 20 years old. She was in the movie The Invisible Man. She was in The Last of Us. She was in one episode of The Last of Us. This is Stormy Reed. I believe she was also in the new movie Searching that you had mentioned to me earlier that you guys had watched. I think that
Missing?
Missing.
Missing's
whatever.
the new one. Yeah, yeah.
So she's
She plays June in Missing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So something that was very important to me in this fan cast was to have representation. And I wanted to have a strong black female as my Starfire. So and what was hard about this, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned that this was my hardest one to cast. I went through so many different people to finally end up with Stormy Reed. And I'm happy because in certain comics, Starfire is portrayed as very voluptuous, very revealing outfit, and I'm like, man, Teen Titans though, like, you're not gonna have that in Teen Titans. This is something that is supposed to be appealing to teen. I also don't want to see teens in these revealing outfits as an adult. So I was like, Stormy Reed seems like a strong female character or a strong female role or person, actress.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to get her in this role. I think that she could bring a lot to it. She seems like she's on the staircase right now to be a very big actress. So Stormy Reed is my pick.
Yeah, I just I saw a trailer. She's in a new movie coming out, and I don't remember the name of it, but it looks like she's definitely on like the upswing of her career right now. Like she's getting those roles. She's gonna be. It's a matter of time before she ends up in some superhero flick somewhere.
Yeah.
Question is, though, do you paint her orange?
I wouldn't. I think that being an alien, she almost falls under Martian Manhunter type category, where if she wanted to, she could shapeshift in a way or try to blend in. Although that could add to her character that she can't do that because she can't help the race that she is, so it could help add some depth to her.
I mean,
I'm just a casting director. I'm not.
they did it pretty well. So they hired a woman of color for the TV show Titans.
Okay.
And people were mad at first, like
Really?
real mad. Like it was a huge thing. People were like, "No, she's white. She's this. She's."
Shame on
I mean,
them.
guys,
Oh,
she's
super
orange.
shame.
Shame on them.
And the girl that plays her in Titans crushes it. Like
Good.
she is so good.
Good. Shut the haters
Yeah.
up.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I didn't say it, but my pick is also a woman of color. So
Yeah. Mine is not. My actress that I'm picking for Starfire is 36. She's quite old for Teen Titans, but my idea was there's a couple incarnations of the Titans where Robin and Starfire are the leaders of it as older versions, and they kind of lead the younger generation, and that's what I'm going for here, so that way we're not just watching a bunch of teens run around. You might know my actress from Teen Wolf. She played Lydia. She was Rachel in Escape Room Tournament of Champions and Erin in Follow Me. It is Holland Roden. She has a very alien-esque look to her, where it's like she's absolutely gorgeous, but in a way that you can't really put a finger on it.
Okay.
You know, like you're like, you're gorgeous, but I don't get it. I just don't get it.
oh no, I get it. It's
She's
wonderful.
also got a great stature to her. She's a little bit taller. She's a little bit broader. Like her shoulders are wide. Not in a bad way. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like I'm not like, oh, she's shaped like a man. No, she's gorgeous. She already has sort of red hair, so I feel like I don't paint her orange. I think I give her like a nice red hair, orange bright. That's where we get that color from. Hints of it in the costume. And everything I've seen from her is like, okay, I like it. You're never the main attraction of anything, but I like what you do. I don't watch Teen Wolf, but I know you do.
I do.
Everybody on that show had to get physical at some point, so I know she can handle the toughness. And so, yeah, I think she has great look and great ability. Let's give her it.
She's got it.
Got my stamp of approval on there.
Next up, we have the leader of the Teen Titans, Robin. And Matty, go ahead and start us off.
I am not familiar with the Teen Titans that Adam was casting. I didn't know. So, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but Adam casted as Dick Grayson.
Yes.
And I'm not familiar with the Teen Titans with Dick Grayson. I was always affiliated with Damian Wayne, who is also my favorite Robin.
Who's the most recent Robin, correct?
Yes. He's the most recent Robin. Okay. He's also, I believe he's currently the Teen Titans leader is Damian Wayne. I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
So.
The look of the style of him looks Damian Wayne. So that's why I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It could only be Jason Todd or Damian Wayne leading it right now, and I'm pretty sure Jason Todd is Tim Drake. I was
gonna say
Tim Drake is out doing something else. So I'm pretty sure
if you're
Damian.
talking about the animated movies of late, Dick Grayson is still involved. He's still
As
the coordinator.
Yeah.
But we do have Damian's Robin in the Teen Titans.
Okay.
So we were allowed to pick whichever Robin we wanted to use
to
lead our Titans. So you went with Damian Wayne.
Yes, I went with Damian Wayne. I chose Jaden Martell. Jaden Martell is 20 years old, and people would know him best as he plays Bill in the movie It. So he is on board with Chosen Jacobs as a reunion. He plays Bill in It, and he also is in the movie Knives Out. He plays the kid who's on his cell phone when everything's going down in the movie Knives Out. I think he's got a very slender look to him, which is typically how Damian looks. He looks like he could be sneaky, beat your ass though as well. So this is why I chose him. There was some other runner-up, but I think Jaden Martell will ultimately be a better Damian in my eyes.
He can definitely pull off that shit-eating grin that Damian is known
he
for.
Plays a little pseudo-Nazi in Knives Out, so I totally get it. He could be that, look at me wrong and you're dead.
Yep.
Yeah. Great pick. Great pick. So I did cast a Dick Grayson. I casted an older Dick Grayson, as I already said. The guy I picked to play my Robin is 35 years old. You might know him as Simon from Mortal Instruments, Tom Knottsworthy from Mortal Engines, but Matty, I know you'll know him as soon as I say this next one. He is Klaus from Umbrella Academy.
Oh,
I'm going with Robert Sheehan.
Yep.
I think he's got a great look to him, a great presence. You want to watch him whenever he's on screen, and I think that's important because that's kind of like what a leader needs to be. He needs to be able to pull that focus, get people to pay attention to him. He's a little slender, but I feel like he could easily bulk up, put the time in, bulk up.
Dick Grayson's not a huge
he's
dude.
not. Well, he is as Nightwing, but as Robin, he doesn't have to be. But he also has this... He looks young, but he has this wisdom behind him where I feel like he would make a great leader. He could portray a great leader really easily and really well.
Dick Grayson has pain behind him.
Yes.
So I think...
And Klaus is a perfect example of that, where it's he's still trying to do the best for his family, just like Dick, but there's so much pain there. And so that's who I'm going with, Robert Sheehan.
Good pick.
Can we talk about the fact that he is Klaus, who's immortal, and he's in two things with the name Mortal in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Mortal
is
Engines and Mortal Instruments, and he plays an immortal person on Umbrella Academy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually have it noted here. Aiden Gallagher, who plays Five,
he was my other choice.
Was my runner-up for Damian Wayne.
He is so good.
Oh man, and I think he's only 21 or 20 as well. So.
Yeah, if I would have went with a younger Robin in Starfire, he would have been my Robin.
He's great.
Yeah. Emily?
I went also with Dick Grayson because I'm going off of the cartoon TV show because I loved that growing up. I actually went with a British guy, but I'm hoping he can do an English American accent. He has the all-American look, even though he's British. He is Aslan in The Gentleman or Sky in Fate the Winx Saga, which sadly got canceled. We don't talk about that. He is 25 years old, and he is Danny Griffin. Like I said, I think he has the all-American look. He's already shown to have the physique. He's already done the more physical stuff in Fate. It is just, I think he would fit the role so well. He plays a leader in that show as well.
You went with a lot of real, other than Anya Taylor-Joy, I don't think people are going to recognize any of the names you threw out for your cast.
That's kind of why I threw Anya Taylor-Joy in there, because I really wanted a whole bunch of nobodies, but I knew to get this like greenlit, I would need someone with name recognition.
Because like I know a ton of actors. Like every time I watch a movie, I'm like that person. I know all these people, and I don't recognize his name at all.
Adam's the human IMDb.
Yeah,
pretty much. And I got him because I watch Netflix TV shows.
Yeah, and I don't. So yeah, no, that sounds like a great pick.
Yeah.
You know, you sold me.
Wonderful.
You're going to be able to keep your budget low on this movie because the only big actor you'll have to go with is Anya Taylor-Joy, which is going to bode well for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to pick yours up. They're going to pick yours up and leave ours aside.
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
I'll put all my money into the special effects. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking here.
All right.
Hollywood, hire me.
And last up, we have our 6th pick, where we could pick any character from the DC universe that could fit in with the Teen Titans. Pick our character, pick our person. I'll start us off. I'm going with Jinx. Jinx DC character is somebody who is a sorcerer, an elemental magic user, but she also is connected to Cyborg. They have a will they, won't they type relationship of they constantly flirt, sometimes they're together, but sometimes she's a bad person, sometimes she's a good person. It's a really complicated thing going on there.
Which is cool because they could be your villain for your first movie that turns out to be your hero.
Absolutely.
Or team up in your second movie.
So many possibilities. She is also, in the comics at least, portrayed as an Indian woman.
Okay.
So I wanted to go with that, give me a little more diversity. So I went with somebody who was Jenny and Grimm, Sarika in the new show AP Bio. And new show, I mean, it's like 2 years old. And then she was in the Netflix series Boo Bitch. She played Riley. Her name is Aparna Brielle. Not a name you're gonna know, but if you saw her picture, which we always put up in the video, you might recognize her. She is born in America, but her parents are both from Indian ancestry, so she has a great look to her. She is 29. But my Cyborg's 27, so they kind of mesh well there. She also looks like she's probably 19.
I was gonna say she was just in Boo Bitch, which is based in high school, so
and
she can obviously
fit in perfectly.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's amazing. So it gives me a way to stay true to the comics, but everything I've seen her in, she has this, especially in Boo Bitch, which is something we just watched recently within the last year, and she plays a mean girl. So clearly I know she can do that bitchy attitude that Jinx is going to need when going up against the Titans and kind of keeping Cyborg at bay. And I really liked her in these things that I've seen her in. I'm just ready to give her a role that she can sink her teeth into and get behind and not play, the mean girl.
Yeah.
She gets to have a little more fun with it. So
Nice.
That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Emily?
I am gonna bring in Tara Markov. I really like this character storyline. I would actually make them go through their storyline of being a hero turned villain turned hero. I really think that's an interesting dynamic. Plus it evens out the guy to girl ratio going on there. And for that, I chose Olivia Scott Welsh. She was Samantha Fraser in Fear Street Part 1 and 2 and Hannah Miller in Part 3.
Okay.
She's 25 years old and she's disarmingly cheerful and preppy and just kind of kind looking. So I feel like she could play that oh, I'm just a regular person really well, and then give her a chance to flip and be that other person of no, I was actually double crossing you the entire time.
Yeah.
But I actually fell in love with Beast Boy, so I'm good. JK.
I'm in on that because I've seen her in things and I would totally let her in my club, and then she'd stab me in the back and I'd be like, damn, I never saw that coming.
But you're so charming.
Right?
It's okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That is good. And I think bringing in Tara is really cool too, with that whole Raven Beast Boy Tara dynamic thing that they have going on. So
nice.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the last pick on the board. Oh, by the way, sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. My hardest one was Jinx. because I
Okay.
was trying to stay true to the comics, and Hollywood has a real problem with Indian actresses where we just don't use them as much as they should, and so it was really hard to like find one that could fill the role.
I have expected you to do Naomi Scott.
I think
she's
she's
in,
like
like,
30
everything.
something now. I think she's a little too old. I know I picked a 29-year-old, but she's a little too
Past
famous when everybody else in mine, like, nobody's that famous. So that was my hardest picks, was Jinx. Emily, you finished yours. What was your hardest one?
Cyborg.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
said
said
that,
that
yeah.
already.
Very
Okay.
first one.
Alright.
So you guys thought about your franchise and thought about your villains. I went with another hero that I was putting with this team. I wanted a speedster. I went with Kid Flash. However, I gender bent this. I did not want to do a boy. It's usually Wally West. I'm going to call this Wanda West. And I have McKenna Grace. She is my youngest person. She's 16 years old. Most people will know her from Ghostbusters Afterlife. She's the main character, Phoebe. She is also in the movie Gifted with Chris Evans.
Love that movie.
And I just think that I want to see her in something else. Honestly, I was like, she's great in Ghostbusters Afterlife. She's good in Gifted. I was like, let's give her a hero role because I want to see more from her. And I want to see her as a speedster. I think she can come from the ancestry of Barry Allen and Iris West, and it could be super cool. I want McKenna Grace and more.
Do you want her... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Barry Allen and Iris West have children, and one of them is a female who is a speedster.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not a Flash fan.
Okay. They do have
I'm a speedster fan.
They
but I'm-
do have a girl, a child who's a girl who has speed. Obviously, Barry Allen's kid gonna have speed.
Yeah.
I don't remember what her name is off the top of my head, so that's interesting.
I guess if I was just going off of Wally West, who is a member of Teen Titans, so I
Yeah.
was like, okay, Wanda West. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just a casting director. I'm not, it's the script writer's job to make this work with the rest of the comics and try to be
I
comic
love
accurate.
it. No, that's great. Like if you want to gender bend it, that's cool. It's just interesting that they also do have a daughter who's a speedster, so she could just fill into that role as well. Be a little time travel.
This is where you just put like arrows that say "idiot" right above my head. Like,
No.
read a comic book,
It's all
dude.
good. Also, I absolutely love McKenna Grace. I've seen her
Same.
in a lot of things. She
Yeah.
pops up here and there, and she's like always fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of like child actors, but her in Gifted blew me away.
Yeah.
She's so good.
She's always had a good depth to her.
Yeah.
So bringing that into a superhero
She's
role
almost
would
like
be so good.
your like gravitas role of like give her some of those emotional moments and she's gonna crush them.
I'm happy that none of us chose any of the Stranger Things actors.
Oh, dude, I totally thought you were. I've seen, so for those of you watching that don't know, Matty absolutely loves FANcasts.
Yeah.
He loves them. He's done a whole bunch of them over on his channel. He'll tell you all about that in a minute. But I thought for sure, because all your other FANcasts include at least one.
It's so hard. We had mentioned at the beginning of this episode that, casting young children or teenagers is so tough. We've tossed up the idea of doing on our show, Sandlot. But I'm like, man, I don't even know that many kid actors to do a Sandlot.
Yeah.
for
Screw it, I'm
modern
picking the
day.
kid down the street and just put
Yep.
him in the movie.
I'm like, I would basically just have to say, hey, let's just take the entire Stranger Things cast. But even they're old now.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
all 22. Not that that's super old or anything, but man, it's tough.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of good kid actors out there that you want to put in things, but we all had good picks.
You can't even go to like Disney anymore because all their stuff is like now older.
Yeah.
You can't even go to them for like kids shows.
No.
So, no, I think I'm glad only one pick was exactly the same in Raven and Thomas and Mackenzie.
It was a good one too.
Hey,
So.
you know what?
Apparently.
When you have the perfect pick, you have the perfect
Yeah.
pick. Like it makes
Great.
As
sense.
some may say.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would watch all of these movies. I like that we all picked different sixth person to add.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything was.
They're
it felt
completely
a little
different movies because of your
yeah,
sixth person.
absolutely. Like, but it could also be like a trilogy. Like start
Yeah.
off, Maddie's is the first one. He leads us off with just the heroes. Then I come in with Jinx. You finish it off with Tara. Like, we could do it. We could do it.
That way you can get hints of Tara, her being
Yeah.
good at the beginning.
Hit us up, Hollywood. We're ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got this. We'll pitch it to you right now. All right, that's it. Any last thoughts on your casts?
Make my movie.
Maybe people could vote, if you're listening, who had the better cast.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below who had the better cast. Was it Matty? Matty, why don't you run through your cast again real quick?
My Damian Wayne, my Robin is Jaden Martell, my Starfire is Stormy Reed, my Raven is Thomason McKenzie, my Beast Boy is Zolo Maraduena, my Cyborg is Chosen Jacobs, and my Kid Flash Wanda West is McKenna Grace.
Awesome. Mine is Robin, Robert Sheehan, Starfire, Holland Roden, Beast Boy, Asher Angel, Raven, Thomason McKenzie, Cyborg, Shamik Moore, and Jinx, Aparna Brielle.
Mine is Robin of Dick Grayson of Danny Griffin, Starfire as Sissy Stringer, Beast Boy as Lucas Jade Zuman, Cyborg as Kaylin Rambo, Raven as Anya Taylor-Joy, and Tara as Olivia Scott Welsh.
So let us know in the comments below who had the best cast. Was it Matty, Adam, or Emily? Can't wait to find out what you guys all think. Also, let us know what your cast would be for all of those characters, or if you're even just, are you a Teen Titans fan? Did you watch the cartoon? Do you read the comics? Let us know. Love to hear from you guys. You know where you can catch us. Does It Hold Up on all the socials. Click the link in the description. You can find us there. Maddie, let them know where they can find you.
You guys can hear me on my other podcast, which is not my other podcast, my podcast, which is No Nerds Were Harmed. I have a co-host, and we talk about movies, comics, games, and all things nerdy. We curse a lot, and we have nerd news. We talk about read, play, watch, what we're reading, playing, and watching recently. And then there's another podcast that I'm on, and it's called It's Movie Night, that I do with my wife and my 2 daughters, and it's very family friendly. We talk about movies of all genres and different ratings, and we use our girls as guinea pigs to let you guys know if a movie is fitting for your family to watch on a movie night.
I have listened to both things. I 100% approve them. They're fantastic. Maddie, you've been great. Thank you for joining us for a FANcast. Hope you had a good time.
I had a great time. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
I love you guys. If there weren't mics separating us, we'd be
doing a big group hug right now. But also, you don't have to listen to, I'll put Maddie's link also in the description so you can find his podcast. They're also available on YouTube, so I'll tag his channel. Go ahead and click that. Go give him a follow and a subscribe, all that good stuff. Check his stuff out. It's absolutely fantastic. In the meantime, guys, you got one job. Keep watching movies.
Bye.